Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show you a couple different ways to create infographics for your digital PR stories or any kind of story that demands an infographic. There are a couple different ways to go about it. First one is simple, just use ChatGPT and get it done as soon as possible. The next one uses a bit of a Claude to help us with some graphical stuffs. And last but not least, I'm gonna show you a way to make sure the graphics are not just tiny, but to be big as most of them actually are. So let's get started on this. First of all, we're going to find a digital PR story. We have recently created this one, top US cities where backyard pools are a must, and we expect tons of links for it. And we're just going to copy paste it to ChatGPT. Please note that ChatGPT is a bit slower today. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay. So I have a couple prompts here just so I can keep my loop here. The next step after they figure out what we want is to actually find the style of infographic that we want. And that's pretty easy. My thinking was, since this is about pool ownership, pool means water, let's find water infographics. Pinterest is a good place to find great looking infographics. So we have these. Drop aisle. Let's just go with this one as an example. Download image. Boom. Next, we need to upload the infographic properties. I want to create an infographic in this style using info from our own PR story. That's it. You don't have to complicate it at all. And boom, it's going to start. So this is basically the infographic from our first attempt. US city with highest lowest pool ownership, and everything makes sense. You double check it. Some of the wording might not be completely spelled out correctly, but you can still fix that very quickly. But this is great for me. It like even has the quote that we included from the business owner. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one as a first attempt. But we can do it better. We can have the settings more controllable per se. So let's do it like this. We're going to use Claude, but first we're just going to add the original infographic, and then we're going to use this prompt. I want to send my graphic design info on this infographic so you can create it. Give me those instructions. Basically, we're going to use ChatGPT to recognize what's going on the page, what are the elements, everything, so we can give them specific instructions on how to get about it. General design style. Then we're going to go to Claude. I like to use Sonnet 777. It's amazing, but it's not a must. We're going to copy paste the data again. Boom. Now we're going to go to the prompt that we'll need. I want to create an infographic using an image generating tool, which is ChatGPT, or you can use something else using the about info. Can you create the prompt for this? Ask questions first. But what you need to know, here's the info on the style I know. I'm going to elaborate on why I use the prompt like this. Just need to get it done. So these are all graphic instructions, and I'm just going to leave them below. So we have the data needed. We have exactly the instructions on how to create the infographic. We send this to our graphic designer. The reason we're using Claude is I like it to create prompts. It's very well made for this. Ask questions first about what you need to know. This is a good tip for anything AI prompting related. Just because you think you gave all the possible context to the AI doesn't mean you have. Usually you can elaborate more and have the AI itself decide on everything. Answer them quickly so the tool knows exactly what we need. What's the main message of the story? Presenting data. You want to include the map in the United States, highlight the top. So the thing with maps, I don't think the tool isn't there yet with the maps. It misses where the exact location is. So I usually prefer not to use maps. What's the target audience? Home buyers. I put it. Okay. And boom, we're gonna have it create a prompt and see how detailed this prompt is in comparison to the first one. I want to create an infographic. So let's have it done. Okay. and then come back. I'm gonna probably pause again between the creation, and it's done. So another infographic version of it. This one looks completely different. Here is to return to the first one. And it's up to you, which one do you like? Sometimes the simpler actually might even work better, but this one gives you a bit more control. Another thing I like is to have infographics longer. If you go back to Claude, you can tell it create three different create. I want to make this infographic longer. Split it in 3 parts. It's important that we have the overall style as a first thing, and I'm preparing an SOP with all of this info for everybody that watches the video so they can keep it's definitely slower a bit. Okay, so we're gonna copy, make sure that we have the overall style, part 1, copied here. Let's go back just to see if there are additional instructions. This is another one. Shall I just keep it to make sure that all the pictures at the end are complete? Okay. Okay. Now find the part 2. Special instructions. We have all of them. Start with this one. And boom, we have the second one, and we can go with the third one and just create it as much as possible, or we can have 3 or 4 different types. Make sure that they are consistent. Sometimes happen that they are not. Well, AI is not perfect. Well, nobody is. So that's the overall instructions on how to get everything done. I'm gonna create an SOP with everything, and let me know if you want. Thank you.